Hey everyone, hi, it's me, Colin, and today I'm going to be making a YouTube video essayist film people tier list. I don't know, I haven't seen many people do this sect of YouTube in a tier list, so I'm going to do it. Here we go. So first up we have Amanda the Jedi. Now Amanda the Jedi, the thing that I really appreciate about her content is that she has an abundance of positive energy, and she brings a very unique viewpoint to what she's talking about, and I really just enjoy the charisma that she has, and her content is pretty good too. It's more different. Sometimes she's more serious about things, sometimes she's just making goose and gas. I like the combination. That's what I try to do, so I'm going to be putting her in the good category. Oh, also, maybe we should go over the categories first. We have Unattainable Plus. So Unattainable Plus is the people that are the best of the best. It's going to be very hard to get there. They work their way there for years. It's like, that's what, like, the shrine of YouTube film video essayism is to be. Magnificent, almost there. They're really great content creators. Perhaps they haven't been around as long enough. Perhaps they haven't put in all of the work necessary, but yeah. They're good content creators. I enjoy watching them. I watch probably most of the videos that they come out with, something along those lines. Indifferent, it's fine, it's okay. I don't really care one way or another. I'm subscribed to them. Sometimes I'll watch them, sometimes I won't. Really just depends on my mood. Shaky, either they've come down a step and I don't like them. They're like alright, they're okay, or just like they're either close to being indifferent or they're close to being bad. It's like a purgatory of those two levels. Bad, just bad content, and then unattainable minus. It's really hard to end up there. But there are some people on this list that will end up there. So let's keep going. So next up is Big Joel. Big Joel is a guy that I really enjoy. He's very intellectual. He kind of provides very in-depth analysis of very simple children's media, and that is something that I think someone else on this list tries to do but fails miserably at. So I don't know, I really like Big Joel. I think he is going to be falling into the realm of good. Next up, we have our sorry about the chair. We have our first unattainable minus. We have Channel Awesome, irredeemable, the worst people. I like Malcolm and I like Tamara, but Tamara. The rest of them suck. They're all awful. I hate the Walkers. The Walkers, just get out of here. Channel Criswell. Channel Criswell is hard because, of course, you know, he rebranded. He's got a lot of copyright strikes, a lot of issues there. I'm gonna put him in magnificent. I don't think he's on the unattainable plus level, but he is undoubtedly one of the best video essayists to ever do it. His vocal tonality is so nice to listen to, and he just overall seems like a pretty solid friggin' guy. Cynical Reviews, found him about maybe a year and a half ago. I haven't really been doing it too long, but I love the cynicism he brings because his name is Cynical Reviews. I love the stuff he covers. I love his goof videos. He is also, I'm going to put him in the level of good. Chris Stuckman. Chris Stuckman is an interesting case, right? Because he is one of the most popular film reviewers on the website, and I really like his persona when he's on something like the Sardonicast or when he did the video with IHE. But he also is one of the mainstream film critics who introduces people to good movies. And I don't necessarily I think he's kind of base level, but I also, I hope this makes sense. I also like where he's coming from when he says things. I think his motives are good. I think he truly enjoys movies. He's made a couple of shorts that are okay. But yeah, I'm going to put Chris Stuckman probably in the good. I'm not indifferent about him because I think he's doing well for the community. Up next, CinemaSins, unattainable minus. They're just the worst, dude. They're just the worst. Nitpicking. I know I sound probably like I'm on a hate train, bandwagon type thing. I just don't like the way that they nitpick movies. I am someone who believes in plot holes, but I'm not someone who thinks everything is a plot hole, if that makes sense. But yeah, CinemaSins, get down there with Doug Walker. Next up, we have the Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I think dude's really chill. I think he's funny. I don't think he's great. I think he is someone who has been doing this for a pretty long time, but I think that his insight is also a little bit shallow. I hate to say that. It's more like, this is good, this is bad, here are like some funny things about it, but I don't ever see him like get into it as much. So I'm gonna go, but I think that is kind of what he brands himself on, so that's a little bit of an issue for me. I'm gonna go indifferent. I'll watch his videos, sometimes I won't, but he seems like a super nice guy. Next up is 24 Frames of Nick. 24 Frames of Nick. I'm a little bit biased too because he's also part of the Minecraft community, and I also like just made a video on JSchlatt, so I'm a little bit biased. But yeah, I think he's done a dive into nostalgia, and he picks up different properties that people wouldn't, and that people in the millennial to like late Gen Z age range definitely know. So yeah, I think he's just bubbly. He's just a bubbly dude, and I like that about him. So I'm going to be putting him in the good right behind all of these guys. Next up is Every Frame a Painting. Every Frame a Painting is fantastic. We all know this. He is going to be the first member of the Unattainable Plus category. His video essays are legendary, so much so that it's a joke in the school that I went to, that every class someone would mention in Every Frame a Painting video. And that's how normie it became for Every Frame a Painting to be popularized in film school with people who have no idea about films. But the reason he does it is because he makes things that are so widely digestible and just fantastic. I've had so many teachers show Every Frame a Painting videos, which is insane. That is insane that a YouTube video essayist gets play in college courses. So yeah, A+. Next up is Elvis the Alien. I love Elvis the Alien as a person, and I do watch most to, if not all of his content, but I don't. Here's the issue, and I think he's great. I don't know if I like his content. I think his content is like good. I don't think he kind of says the same thing over and over again. Kind of just recaps the plot. Doesn't really go much into like why these movies are so bad. He's just kind of like, movie bad, hee laugh at movie bad. I love him. I loved Hot Wet Soup. I think he is fantastic. I loved his video on the Asian Onision. That shit was amazing. But overall, I'm just gonna put him in the indifferent. Next up is Entertain the Elk. Now I know that I don't like cussing. This is just kind of off the cuff type thing, so we're just going with it. Entertain the Elk is good. His new video on Sigur Rós is fantastic. He really, I also like the tone of his voice as well. That's gonna be something I'm gonna be mentioning a lot, vocal tonality. He is really solid. I'm going to be putting him in good as well. So next up is Folding Ideas. I really like him as a content creator. He perfectly matches the whole intellect with humor thing, and I think it works really, really well. Unlike someone else who does this on this list that I don't like as much. I love his 50 Shades of Grey video. I'm going to be putting him in the good category. I think he's a good YouTuber. Alright, next up is Houston Productions 1. And I think this dude, I follow him on Letterboxd, he's pretty solid. I like his stuff. He doesn't do stuff consistent enough for me to put him in the good category, but also I like his Joker video a lot. He shares a lot of the same opinions that I do, so he's going to go in indifferent, but he's going to go in the head of indifferent, because if I do see a video that pops up from him, I will watch it. Next up is High Top Films. I don't really care for High Top Films that much. I'm not even subscribed to them, but I've watched some of their stuff. I also watched a short film, The Scarecrow, and I kind of shit all over it, calling it a student film. So I know they don't like me for that, because I know that they've seen the video, but I really hope that they do well in the future. I'm going to put them on Shaky, because I don't think they make bad content, but I just don't enjoy it as much. I Hate Everything. Now, I Hate Everything is going in Magnificent right behind Jennifer as well. And the reason I Hate Everything is in the Magnificent category is longevity. He's been doing this for a while. He's essentially transitioned into a movie reviewing channel from like the I Hate videos, and he is a master of deadpan humor, to the point where, I don't know, if you notice, there aren't as many other British people, but the other British person on here is Cynical Reviews, and he is also deadpan as hell, so I Hate Everything a lot. I think he puts a lot of effort into his videos. He's also doing bi-weekly on Sardonicast. Super, super great guy. He also beat Daddy Derek. That's insane. But yeah, so thumbs up. Next up is I Am That Roby, and this one's a difficult one for me, because the videos that he puts out I do like, but I don't care too much. But he puts out some really interesting introspectives, so I think I'm gonna put him on the tail end of good, because he loves the DCEU. He has made a case for why Jake Paul makes great videos. There's so many interesting things about him. He makes so many hot takes that I really admire and respect him for it, even though I might not agree, and some of his content doesn't really appeal to me. But yeah, but I can't base him off of that. I have to base him off the content that he makes, so I'm gonna put him in good. Jeremy Johns, Unattainable Minus. He worked for another group-ish on this list, and he's going behind all of them. We all know Jeremy Johns' show. We all know Jeremy Johns. He worked with Collider. And Collider are the biggest shills in them all. The worst of the worst. They're not on here because they're not really a movie channel. They expand into things, and also they're not really video essayists in that like review type biz. So yeah, no. Awful. The worst. Get him out of here. Alright, up next is Jenny Nicholson, and I really, really enjoy Jenny Nicholson. She has this aura of mysticism about her. She talks, she's really funny, she's really organic. She just records in her bedroom on not that great of a camera and still manages to make really, really interesting content, not only on films but other things. I also hate The Greatest Showman, so that video is fantastic. I'm gonna put her at the top of the good. She hasn't even been doing it for as long either, so props to her. Really like Jenny Nicholson. So next up is Jesse Tribble, another dude who makes video essays. The only issue with Jesse Tribble, I like his videos a lot. His Joker, You Were Never Really Here video is great, and his Office introspective about why it fails as a series, really good. These really good videos. He just needs to upload more. That is his only issue, and that's the only thing that's keeping him from good. So he will be like at the top of the indifferent. Because I can't click on his stuff. But also, because he doesn't put out as much stuff, I don't fiend for it as much. I'm not like, yes, I want to watch a new Jesse Tribble video. But when he comes across my screen, I'm like, yes, great stuff. So yeah, that's where he lands. So next up is Just Right, and I have the same problem with Just Right that I have with Jesse Tribble. They don't make content very often. It's like monthly, on a monthly basis. So although I do like the content that he puts out, I can't fiend for it in the way that I would want to, because it's not constantly coming across my screen. I don't get the constant reminders. So overall, he's good. He could get in the good category, but right now he's going to go in indifferent. So Kyle Calgren BH is an interesting one, because I've been following him for a very long time now, and he really doesn't make many videos on films that much anymore, but he makes really good content. So I'm gonna put him in shaky, because if he goes another elongated period without making videos about films that aren't Shakespeare or don't heavily focus on Shakespeare, he's gonna like fade into obscurity to me. But his videos are really good, and you should definitely check them out. But this is a film and video essay tier list, and it's not just good video tier list. So yeah, that's why he's in shaky, but great content. Captain Christian is great. Everyone knows Captain Christian is great. I don't think I need to say much about Captain Christian, but his content is very in-depth, it's very unique, it's very, very polished. Captain Christian's content is very polished. That's what I really like about him. He's going good. So I found Loverboy Media through his video on Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It was fantastic. That is a masterpiece of a video. However, saw some of his other stuff, and it's just okay. It's not like up to that level of either editing or like voiceover commentary type thing, but it is good, and I like his stuff. But also, he's one of those guys who doesn't upload as much. He hasn't uploaded in a month, so I'm gonna put him in the very top of indifferent. But if he just uploaded more, he would be in good, clearly. Next up is Kogonada, Unattainable Plus. Clearly, he made Columbus. He's making After Yang, coming up soon with Colin Farrell. He is where everyone of us wants to be that makes this type of stuff generally. If any of us were offered a directorial position, they'd be like, heck yes. But also, because this is a film and video YouTuber tier list, he's made some of the best video essays ever. He's made some of the most in-depth, introspective, beautiful, gorgeous, about more obscure and older topics that I loved watching in high school. So yeah, magic. Now, Carson Runquist is an interesting one. I like his content, but here's my thing. I think Carson Runquist would be better as a vlogger. I think he's actually like a really good vlogger. I loved his Cannes vlog. I loved his TIFF vlog. I loved his Week in Paris vlog. They were all so good. And as someone who doesn't have the luxury or hasn't been able to live out those types of experiences, he does a really good job at making me want to live through his experiences vicariously. His film reviews are pretty cool. Sometimes he goes into like nonsensical things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, or he just like touches on surface level stuff. But overall, like, cause I watch all of his stuff, so it's hard for me to not put him. I'm gonna put him at the head of I'm gonna put him in indifferent because I like all of his stuff and I watch all of his stuff, but content-wise, I don't know if it's at the level of the people on the good level. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Next up is Lindsay Ellis. Lindsay Ellis goes right up there in magnificent. Lindsay Ellis makes the best video essays on the platform, I'd argue. They're in-depth, they're analytical, they're super smart. She's great. She is great. And thank God she separated herself from Channel Awesome. Because that would be the worst if she was still there. Yeah, so awesome. And just seems like a super holistic, nice person. Lessons from the Screenplay is good. I like Lessons from the Screenplay. They're gonna go right up there and good. Probably like right there. My issue with Lessons from the Screenplay is the voice is so robotic and monotone sometimes that I can't really get as interested as I want to, but the subject and the scripts alone are good enough to be like, yes, love this. Very interesting content. Also, his podcast is pretty good. Let Me Explain Studios is fine. I don't really care too much. They're kind of more base level as well. I'm going to put him on shaky. Talks really fast, and he just keeps going, and sometimes it's hard to digest or process all of that in one sitting. He's okay. I don't dislike him, but it's just shaky. Mr. Gigi is one of my favorite YouTubers on this list, and Mr. Gigi is definitely going into the good category. And the thing I like about Mr. and the reason he's only going back here is I like his content more than most of the people on this list. But he's just like, I don't give a shit. I know I'm not a critical analyst. I'm not going to analyze these films like they're the pièce de résistance. I'm not going to take a level of like Channel Criswell or Kogonada. I'm just going to surface level. I'm a dude looking at movies. And the fact that he has that self-awareness to like know his restrictions and know where he is, but still make really funny, interesting content is awesome. Next up is Movies I Love and So Can You. Doesn't really upload much except for his Oscars Next up is Movies I Love and So Can You, and he doesn't really upload as much, except for his Oscar reviews about every year where he reviews every Oscar movie. But God, when he reviews movies, he's so good. I don't know why he doesn't make more videos. He's really interesting overall. I'm going to put him in shaky because I'm going to put him at the top of shaky because I love his videos, but he just doesn't upload them like at all. So yeah, he's in shaky, but I really like the stuff he makes. Nyx Fears. May, my spook queen, goes all the way up to magnificent. The takes that she has on stuff is go watch her Hereditary video. The takes that she has on some of these movies are so unique and so brilliant, and they fit perfectly that even if it's not what the director intended or the writer intended, she's great. She makes amazing videos. She's been making a lot of videos recently because of quarantine on super disturbing videos. Definitely go check her out. She is awesome. So next up is Nerdstalgic, and for all intents and purposes, I should like Nerdstalgic. He makes very nostalgic, of course, Nerdstalgic content about cartoons and older children's properties, and I should like it, but for some reason I just haven't been able to connect with his videos. He uploads pretty regularly, but I just can't manifest myself into them, so, or my attention or time. So he's gonna go on shaky because he doesn't make bad content, but I just can't get myself to enjoy it. So next up is Nerdwriter. Nerdwriter is one of the OGs, kind of founded this whole wave of video essayists. He's gonna go in magnificent, but he's gonna go at the end of it simply because I don't really like his content as much as everyone else does. But I can't deny the fact that it's great. Does that make sense? I can't deny the fact that the impact that he's had on this community. But overall, that's why he goes at the end of magnificent. He could be in good, but he's had too much of an impact to just be good. Next up is Now You See It. Now You See It will also go in good, probably about right here. Very, very analytical. It's fitting that he's right next to Lessons for the Screenplay, because I feel like they're very similar. Now You See It has a little bit more of a personality, but also very analytical, creatively driven think pieces, I'd say. Pretty much it. Goes in magnificent. Those boys put out bangers, and they had the audacity to be like the founders of monetizing commentary tracks. They make their living by sitting with each other. Well, used to be sitting with each other during quarantine, of course. It's a little bit different story. But essentially sitting with each other and talking over movies and selling them on Patreon and selling them on a website. That's brilliant. Their genius is insane, but also along with the fact that they're absolutely hilarious. Fantastic content. Wish they would put out more. And I haven't said that about anyone on this list. I wish they would put out more. And they still put out stuff on a regular basis. I crave it all the time. Yeah. So next up is Patrick Willems. Now the interesting thing about Patrick Willems is his content isn't awful. It's not bad even, but I'm going to put him in the bad category because that dude seems so pretentious. So pretentious. And it might just be my judgment. And maybe I'm holding over a little bit of residual hate because of the plot holes video, but his content is okay, but I cannot get over the grating tone of his voice and how he always sounds like he's talking down to people. He definitely, I do know, you can tell from the way he holds himself that he thinks he is better or above this community. So ultimately, he's going in bad, and he's the first person to be there. Next up is Quentin Reviews. He's fine. He's okay. I used to really like Quentin Reviews. But now his content just seems a little bit repetitive, and I don't know where he goes with stuff. He kind of just will bring up something and then go into something completely uncorrelated about the subject, but he's all right, and he could definitely get it back for me. I'm going to put him in shaky. Because I used to really like him, but I don't think he makes bad content. I just think it's alright. Next up is Ryan Hollinger. Ryan Hollinger is definitely good, talks about a lot of interesting horror films, is a very, very introspective person, pretty consistent as well. His title game is flawless. He's not clickbait, but he titles his films fantastically. That definitely gets people to click on them more than if they were just basic titled. So yeah, Red Letter Media goes in unattainable, obviously, pretty clearly. A little bit below Kogonada, but if we can't get to the directing position, right? I feel like that's what we want to do. Everybody wants to be Red Letter Media. Everybody would like to be have their own studio space, make videos with 3 of their best friends, and just have an amazing time, get drunk, watch horrible videos, go eventually make reviews of new movies out in theaters. They're living the dream, in my opinion. That's like what I would want to do with my friends and what I've tried to do with my friends and all, but ultimately it has failed. But yeah, flawless stuff. Not to mention they make some of the most interesting content and hilarious, deadpan, Milwaukee content on the platform. Yeah. Next up is Ralph the Movie Maker. Ralph the Movie Maker, man. Made really good content. Pretty solid on the Sardonic cast. I just don't vibe with his content as much. Doesn't seem based on much. Just kind of goes on and on and on again. But I used to really, really like him, and he doesn't make bad content. It's just so repetitive and so pretentious. And I've seen Lover, and I've seen Golden Hour. And I don't know if you should be making all these assertions about these filmmakers when you have some stuff to work on yourself, my guy. But yeah, ultimately he's gonna go in shaky. I think he has it in him still to make good videos, but I haven't seen him recently, so shaky. Next up is Screen Junkies. Screen Junkies is bad. It's just a media conglomerate. There's no personality behind it. It's just talking about movies. I like Dan Murrell a lot, though. But ultimately, Screen Junkies ends up in bad after the Andy Signore thing. Yeah, that's a little bit... Even though when it came out with Ever, it's still weird. Just weird. And even if he didn't do anything, that comes out even weirder for Screen Junkies, right? Right? Yeah, just bad. But just bad content regardless of anything. Not good. Next up is Schmoes Know. Schmoes Know are the worst. They go right here. I associate them with Collider. Christian Harloff is the biggest man baby of all time. He seems like an awful human being. He seems like someone who I would never want to associate with in my everyday life. So he gets unattainable minus. You can't get there. Just be even like less, like that much less of a baby, and you're fine. You won't end up on his level. So yeah, Ellis is okay, but he really is brought down by Harloff. Schmoes Know, get him out of here. Schaefer-Ellis Productions, really good. Schaefer-Ellis, I think, is the head of the nostalgia children's based content. He makes pretty consistently. His editing is really good, whether it's from him or his editors, and he's just super entertaining. I love to listen to him. His vocal tonality makes it seem like he's always going to say something else. I just love that, something else, or it's like leading up to something. That's awesome. His Shrek series is great. Super dope guy. Yeah. So next up is Saber Spark. I don't know. Saber Spark just says the same thing over and over to me again. I don't like his content very much. I hate his voice. I hate Saber Spark's voice. I can't stand it. Is that just a me issue? Yes, but I'm gonna put him in bad. Not as bad as Screen Junkies, but I'm gonna put him in bad just because I don't like his content. And I don't think it has as much merit as some of the other people on this list covering children's content, like Schaefer-Ellis, or someone like a Big Joel, or someone like 24 Frames of Nick. So yeah, Flick Pig, also going in bad. That dude, man. I think Flick Pig is actually really entertaining with his vlogs and stuff like that. I know they said this with Karsten, but that man cannot review movies to save his life, and that is a shame. Because if you're watching this, Flip Pick, stick to fucking vlogs. Sorry, I don't mean to cut. It happens. It comes out sometimes. The Film Theorist, again, their content is just not good. It's just not good. I don't like it. Not everything has to be speculated upon. They're kind of like CinemaSins, but they're not as nitpicky. But God, it's like a positive version of CinemaSins. Not everything is theoretical. Some things are just happening, you know? It's just a little bit annoying. We're getting to the end of the list, so I am winding down. I've been recording for 40 minutes, so yeah. Next up is Taylor Williams. Taylor Williams is good. I like Taylor Williams a lot. His voice is so deep and very prophetic almost. Very intense. Very good. Talks about things I would like to talk about. And he's also just an attractive boy. Come on now. We all know it. And he also makes the best YouTube short films out of everybody on this list, in my opinion. So yeah, Taylor Williams is a good creator. Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying it. So Trin Lavelle is okay. She doesn't have as expansive of a knowledge of film as pretty much it does, nor she is entertaining. So she's okay though, and I'm just gonna put her in at the end of indifferent. She's all right, not great, but definitely interesting. Definitely could, maybe as she grows, do better things and be more interesting. Next up is YMS. Now YMS is someone I have a complicated relationship with. I think he is super pretentious, and I think that he talks down to people. I think he talks down to Ralph and Alex all the time on Sardonicast, and it bothers the stuff out of me. And sometimes he'll just be like, I'll hear him say, oh, that's just the way I talk. Just, you know, I'm not trying to be commandeering, especially the first episode, but he just commandeers most things in general. And I don't think that's a really great attribute in a person, but on his solo videos, he's pretty good. I still do think he's pretentious, and I think if you have a different opinion than him, he will just like shut it down, and he will talk down to you, especially if it's something that he deems dumb. But he is a founder of like a whole sector of like narcissistic YouTube comedy, so I am gonna put him in good, but he's gonna go right there. I like his videos a lot, but the personality behind it just kind of bothers me a little bit, or at least the one that we get to see. So yeah, that's about it. Nobody's gonna watch this video. It's gonna be really sad for me, but I made it. I wanted to make this for like months, but I made it now, and it's going out on Tuesday. So yeah, that's it for me. We have some other videos. You can watch them if you want. They'll be on either side of me. Links in the description to our Twitter, to our Patreon, to everything. So yeah, that's about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you didn't, that's totally okay. If you think my opinion is trash, I probably do too. So yeah, that is it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, or I hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend because it's going to be out on Tuesday. And goodbye.